It's a quiet morning. The sun is just peeking through the window, and you're holding your favorite cup of coffee. The rich aroma fills the air, a familiar comfort you've enjoyed for years. But then, you remember something you heard from a friend, or maybe you read it online. Coffee can make you lose muscle. Suddenly, that warm sip doesn't feel so comforting. For anyone over 60, the idea of losing muscle is more than just a small concern. Muscle strength is what keeps you steady on your feet, helps you get out of a chair without effort, and lets you keep doing the things you love. When muscle mass fades, it can lead to weakness, more frequent falls, slower recovery from illness, and even loss of independence. So, if your daily coffee habit could be part of the problem, it's worth finding out the truth. But here's where the story gets interesting. Not everything we hear is the full picture. Coffee, despite its mixed reputation, has been studied for decades, and some of the findings may surprise you. Today, we're going to explore whether coffee truly harms your muscles, what the science actually says, and how you can enjoy your morning brew without fear. Stick with me until the end, because you might discover that your coffee cup can still be part of a healthy, strong life after 60, if you use it wisely. And if you find this information helpful, I'd be grateful if you liked this video, subscribed to the channel, and shared it with friends who love their coffee as much as you do. So, can a tiny coffee bean really weaken the body you've worked so hard to maintain, or is this just another health myth waiting to be cleared up? This rumor didn't just appear out of nowhere. It has roots in bits and pieces of older research, some of which suggested that caffeine might cause the body to lose calcium or interfere with nutrient absorption. Since calcium is essential for bone strength, and strong bones are closely linked to strong muscles, people began to connect the dots, and sometimes, they connected them in the wrong order. Over time, the story turned into a simplified warning: coffee makes you lose muscle. But science doesn't work that way. While some early studies raised concerns, they often looked at very high doses of caffeine or didn't account for the person's overall diet and lifestyle. More recent research tells a different story. When consumed in moderation, coffee is not a direct cause of muscle loss. In fact, some studies suggest that coffee might help support metabolism, increase alertness, and even improve physical performance in certain situations. Think of it like hearing only the first half of a conversation. If someone says, "He went to the store," and you walk away before they finish, you might never hear the part where they explain why. That's how rumors like this grow. They start with a small truth but leave out the important details. The key point is that coffee, by itself, doesn't strip muscle from your body. The bigger picture involves your overall nutrition, activity level, and health conditions. But before we decide that coffee is off the hook, there's one area we still need to explore: how it interacts with your bones and the protein your muscles depend on. When you take a sip of coffee, the caffeine it contains begins to act within minutes. It travels through your bloodstream and signals your nervous system to become more alert. Your heart rate might increase slightly, your blood vessels adjust, and your muscles get a gentle nudge to be ready for action. This is why so many people feel more awake and even a bit stronger after their morning cup. For older adults, that boost can be a good thing, especially before light exercise or a walk. A little caffeine may help your muscles respond more quickly, improve coordination, and even make physical activity feel easier. But like anything, the benefits depend on the dose and the timing. Too much caffeine can have the opposite effect. It can make it harder to sleep, and sleep is when your body repairs and builds muscle tissue. Without enough rest, muscles don't recover well, and over time, that can lead to weakness. Caffeine can also reduce appetite in some people. If you're eating less because you're too full from coffee, your body may not get enough protein and nutrients to maintain muscle. Think of it like driving a car. Pressing the gas pedal makes the car go faster, but if you keep your foot down without checking the fuel, you'll eventually run out of energy. Caffeine can give your muscles a temporary push, but without the fuel from good food and rest, the engine won't run for long. This is why the way you drink coffee matters. The amount, the time of day, and what you eat alongside it can all influence whether coffee is your ally or your enemy. And this brings us to an important question: how do we make coffee part of a muscle-friendly routine after 60? Coffee is rarely the whole story when it comes to muscle health. Your body's ability to build and keep muscle depends on what you eat throughout the day, not just on what's in your cup each morning. This means that the foods you pair with coffee can make a big difference, especially after the age of 60. For example, starting your day with only coffee and nothing else is like turning on a lamp without plugging it into the wall. You might feel an initial burst of energy, but there's no real fuel to keep you going. Your muscles need protein, vitamins, and minerals to stay strong, and skipping breakfast or replacing it with coffee alone leaves them underfed. On the other hand, if you enjoy your coffee alongside a breakfast rich in muscle-friendly nutrients, you're giving your body exactly what it needs. Scrambled eggs with whole grain toast, Greek yogurt with berries, or a bowl of oatmeal topped with nuts are all examples of meals that work well with your morning brew. The coffee gives you alertness, and the food gives your muscles the building blocks to stay strong. It's also important to remember that certain nutrients, like calcium and vitamin D, are critical for both bone and muscle strength. If you add a splash of milk or a fortified plant-based creamer to your coffee, you're not just improving the flavor, you're adding nutrients that help protect your bones and muscles. The point is simple: coffee can fit into a healthy diet, but it should be part of a balanced plate, not a replacement for one. And this brings us to a key practical step: figuring out how much coffee, and at what time of day, will help your muscles rather than harm them. For most healthy older adults, research suggests that about 1 to 2 cups of coffee a day, that's roughly 8 to 12 ounces, is generally safe. This amount provides the alertness and focus benefits of caffeine without pushing the body into overdrive. But timing matters just as much as the amount. Drinking coffee too close to bedtime can disrupt sleep, and sleep is where your muscles do most of their repair and rebuilding. Without enough deep rest, your muscles can't recover as well, no matter how much protein or exercise you're getting. Think of it like taking care of a plant. You wouldn't water it late at night and expect it to thrive in the morning. The same goes for your body: give it the right fuel at the right time. And here's something many people wonder: if you've been drinking strong coffee for years, or enjoy more than 2 cups a day, do you really need to quit completely? While moderate coffee consumption can be part of a healthy lifestyle for many older adults, some people need to be extra cautious. If you have high blood pressure or certain heart conditions, caffeine can cause your heart rate to speed up or your blood pressure to rise. This doesn't mean you have to give up coffee entirely, but it's wise to talk with your doctor about how much is safe for you. Sometimes, switching to half CAF or decaf can still give you the comfort of your morning cup without overstimulating your system. People with acid reflux or stomach issues may also find that coffee worsens their symptoms, especially if they drink it on an empty stomach. In these cases, pairing your coffee with food, choosing a lighter roast, or switching to cold brew might help. And let's not forget about sleep quality. If you struggle with insomnia or restless nights, even a small amount of caffeine late in the day can be enough to keep your brain alert when you should be winding down. For some, the solution might be limiting coffee to the morning hours only. Finally, if you're on certain medications, especially those for the heart, thyroid, or anxiety, caffeine can interact with them, either making the effects stronger or reducing their effectiveness. Always check with your healthcare provider if you're unsure. Coffee is not good or bad on its own. It's all about how your body responds and how you adapt your habits to keep both your muscles and your overall health in balance. For many people over 60, coffee is more than just a drink. It's a cherished part of the morning routine, a comforting ritual that starts the day on a pleasant note. The good news is, you don't have to give it up entirely to protect your muscles. Instead, it's about making a few small, thoughtful changes so you can still enjoy coffee without putting extra strain on your health. One easy adjustment is to pay attention to what goes into your coffee. For example, swapping high-sugar creamers for unsweetened almond milk, oat milk, or just a splash of regular milk can cut back on unnecessary sugar and calories. This simple change helps reduce blood sugar spikes that could interfere with muscle health over time. Another tip is to keep coffee as an early day drink. If you usually have 2 cups, try enjoying them both before midday. This helps prevent caffeine from interfering with your sleep, and as we've discussed earlier, quality sleep is essential for muscle repair and growth. You can also consider alternating between regular coffee and a lower caffeine option, such as half CAF or even herbal tea in the afternoon. That way, you still get the warmth and comfort of a hot drink without overstimulating your body late in the day. Think of it this way: coffee can be like a friendly neighbor, wonderful when they visit at the right time, but a little disruptive if they show up just before you're trying to rest. By making small tweaks, you can keep coffee in your life while supporting strong muscles and overall health. And yes, that means you can enjoy your morning brew with a smile, knowing you're making choices that keep you feeling strong and steady well into your 60s, 70s, and beyond. Next, we'll explore another common habit that could be quietly draining your muscle strength and how a small shift can make a big difference.